You ask a legitimate question about a situation that feels wrong, but instead of a straight answer, you get a calm tone and a subtle, knowing smile. And somehow, 5 minutes later, you are the one apologizing for being suspicious. This is the core mechanism of high-level manipulation. Skilled liars rarely rely on direct falsehoods. Instead, they use weaponized questions to plant seeds of doubt, forcing you to fight your own intuition until you surrender. Roman Stoic philosophers identified this psychological warfare 2 millennia ago. They observed that a lie rarely attacks head-on. It waits for you to dismantle your own awareness from the inside. There are 5 specific, escalating questions used to close this trap. By deconstructing them, we can apply the precise Stoic countermeasures needed to maintain mental clarity when the pressure mounts. Reclaiming your awareness requires the emotional distance that Stoicism provides. It allows you to see the trap before you step into it. Stage 1 begins with a question designed to reframe your intuition as a character flaw. Why are you so sensitive? It is an opening move intended to make you doubt your own radar for danger. Seneca noted that we often suffer more in our imagination than in reality. Manipulators exploit this gap, planting seeds of doubt so you spend your energy questioning your own sanity instead of their behavior. The Stoic response is to refuse the defensive bait. Instead of justifying your feelings, calmly reframe the observation. Tell them, I'm not sensitive, I'm observant. Does my attention to detail make you uncomfortable? If you remain observant, the manipulator moves to stage 2, demanding blind obedience with the question, do you trust me or not? Apply apatheia, the discipline of the mind. Sever the link between the guilt they trigger and your logical analysis of facts. Use reason to hold the line. Explain trust is a fortress built through consistent action, and ask why you should ignore your own logic. Demanding trust as a prerequisite for investigation is a move toward blind submission. In the Stoic view, anyone who fears your questions is likely hiding something that your questions would reveal. When logic fails to bend you, the manipulator pivots to a defensive reversal. They combine stage 3 and 4. Are you accusing me? And would I ever lie to you? This theatrical guilt trip swings the spotlight away from their actions and onto your suspicion. Suddenly, the conversation is no longer about what they did. It's about how cruel you are for even noticing it. Marcus Aurelius maintained that the truth never fears an audit. To a Stoic, if an action is honorable, it can withstand any amount of scrutiny. Meet their indignation with Stoic silence. Let the air stay heavy for a few seconds. Then ask a simple, grounded question. Should I have a reason to accuse you? When a manipulator plays the victim, you reclaim your power by refusing to accept the role of the villain. You never need to apologize for witnessing the truth. When denial and guilt both fail, they play their final card. Question 5. Can't we just let it go and move on? This tactic relies entirely on your mental fatigue. The manipulator is betting that you will become so exhausted by the conflict that you'll choose a fake peace over a difficult truth. Stoicism teaches that the truth has no expiration date. It doesn't become less real just because it is inconvenient to talk about, or because time has passed. The definitive Stoic response is a refusal to move forward on a broken foundation. State clearly that letting go requires full transparency, and that you will not trade clarity for a temporary quiet. True peace requires absolute transparency. Moving on prematurely simply buries the rot, ensuring it will resurface later when the foundation finally gives way. Looking at these 5 questions, the macro strategy is clear. The liar doesn't need to defeat your logic. They only need to induce enough mental chaos that you lose your balance. Epictetus offered a shield against this chaos, the rigorous separation of what you control from what you do not. You cannot control a manipulator's choice to lie or their attempt to deflect, but you have absolute authority over your own internal reaction to those attempts. The ultimate posture is to remain unmoved. Let the manipulator exhaust their tactics against your silence and your steady gaze. When you refuse to provide the emotional reaction they need, the game ends. A liar's influence evaporates the moment you choose clarity over chaos. By refusing to play the game, you've already won it.